Hi guys, welcome to another audio video, and I'll be reading 1 Samuel 22 of the King James Version Bible, and it reads, David therefore departed thence, and escaped to the cave Adullam, and when his brethren and all his father's house heard it, they went down thither to him. And every one that was in distress, and every one that was in debt, and every one that was discontented, gathered themselves unto him, and he became a captain over them. And there were with him about 400 men. And David went thence to Mizpeh of Moab, and he said unto the king of Moab, Let my father and my mother, I pray thee, come forth and be with you, till I know what God will do for me. And he brought them before the king of Moab, and they dwelt with him all the while that David was in the hold. And the prophet Gad said unto David, Abide not in the hold, depart, and get thee into the land of Judah. Then David departed and came into the forest of Areth. When Saul heard that David was discovered, and the men that were with him, now Saul abode in Gibeah under a tree in Ramah, having his spear in his hand, and all his servants were standing about him. Then Saul said unto his servants that stood about him, Hear now, ye Benjamites, will the son of Jesse give every one of you fields and vineyards, and make you all captains of thousands and captains of hundreds, that all of you have conspired against me, and there is none that sheweth me that my son hath made a league with the son of Jesse, and there is none of you that is sorry for me, or sheweth unto me that my son hath stirred up my servant against me to lie in wait, as at this day? Then answered Doeg the Edomite, which was set over the servants of Saul, and said, I saw the son of Jesse coming to Nob, to Ahimelech the son of Ahitub. And he inquired of the Lord for him, and gave him victuals, and gave him the sword of Goliath the Philistine. Then the king sent to call Ahimelech the priest, the son of Ahitub, and all his father's house, the priests that were in Nob, and they came all of them to the king. And Saul said, Hear now, thou son of Ahitub. And he answered, Here I am, my lord. And Saul said unto him, Why have ye conspired against me, thou and the son of Jesse, in that thou hast given him bread and a sword, and hast inquired of the Lord for him, that he should rise against me to lie in wait, as at this day? Then Ahimelech answered the king and said, And who is so faithful among all thy servants as David, which is the king's son-in-law, and goeth at thy bidding, and is honorable in thine house? Did I then begin to inquire of God for him? Be it far from me. Let not the king impute anything unto his servant, nor to all the house of my father, for thy servant knew nothing of all this, less or more. And the king said, Thou shalt surely die, Ahimelech, thou and all thy father's house. And the king said unto the footmen that stood about him, Turn and slay the priests of the Lord, because their hand also is with David, and because they knew when he fled, and did not shew it to me. But the servants of the king would not put forth their hand to fall upon the priests of the Lord. And the king said to Doeg, Turn thou and fall upon the priests. And Doeg the Edomite turned, and he fell upon the priests, and slew on that day 85 persons that did wear a linen ephod. And Nob, the city of the priests, smote he with the edge of the sword, both men and women, children and sucklings, and oxen and asses, and sheep, with the edge of the sword. And one of the sons of Ahimelech, the son of Ahitub, named Abiathar, escaped and fled after David. And Abiathar shewed David that Saul had slain the Lord's priest. And David said unto Abiathar, I knew it that day when Doeg the Edomite was there, that he would surely tell Saul, I have occasioned the death, of all the persons of thy father's house. Abide thou with me. Fear not, for he that seeketh my life seeketh thy life, but with me thou shalt be in safeguard. Alright guys, so we see here where Saul's anger is not only geared toward David, but to anyone who would actually aid David in his escape from him. He has become so ruthless and so hateful of David that anyone who dared to help David, he wanted them dead also. Okay, he knew that the Lord was not with him any longer, and so he had no difficulty in slaying the priests of God. And we see that it's the Edomite that actually slayed the priests, because the Israelites would not. Okay, they were there and they fear the Lord. They know what the Lord is capable of, and they fear the Lord, so they would not dare lay a hand upon the priests of God. But the Edomite Doeg, he would do such a thing, because based on what I see here, he does not fear the Lord, and so he does not fear the consequences that may come from him slaughtering the priests. And I mean, can you just imagine how awful this is, that this man's hatred would be so kindled so hot against David that he would kill anyone that David came across that actually hated David, or that he thought aided David in actually escaping him. And that goes to show you just how things are. We are in a time that is similar to this depicted by Saul here, where we see people killing the family member of others because of what they thought those individuals did to them, and they cannot actually obtain those individuals location, and so they decide that they want to kill the family members or any loved one of the individuals that they're trying to actually obtain their location, to kill them. And this just goes to show that cruelty has always been on the face of the earth, and it's something that will continue. And I think this chapter should actually serve to show that the hearts of men is very vile, because David did no ill will to Saul for him to hate him. He just hated him just because others loved him. And I think that's a very important lesson for us to take from this, apart from the fact that, okay, they will kill you when somebody's hatred, it's so wrath against you, then they will actually kill those that are actually close to you if they cannot actually get the chance to kill you. And that's just disheartening, but it's the world that we live in. And so, brethren, non-Christians, I invite you to invoke the Spirit of God into your life. Let him be your guiding light, because only he can save you from the hatred of men, from the vile and cruel acts of men. No one else can save you. Nothing else can save you save the Lord. Only the Lord can keep you safe. And so it is here that in the last verse, David told Abiathar that he would actually be safe with him, because Saul sought after his life also, just because his father had hated him. Guys, let this be a cautionary tale to you that you don't have to do anything to anyone for them to hate you. And if you know you've done something wrong, take accountability for your actions. Do not allow it to fall on your family members or on your loved ones. Okay? And not to say that David did anything wrong, because he did not. But that just came to me that I needed to say that, so I said it. I'm not saying the Spirit of God told me, but it just came to mind. Okay? So I decided to share it. Alright, guys, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification so you're alerted to whenever a new audio video is posted. And guys, please remember to share your thoughts, your relations, and your comments down below in the comment section. Have yourselves a blessed day, and please remember to keep your salvation. And if you've not yet gained it, then seek it. There's no better time than the present. Have a blessed day. May the Lord keep, guide, and protect you.